Hey Big Brother fans, review of episode 25 of season 13 of Big Brother. I wanted to call this Redemption Week, but nothing really happened during the show that just seemed like, it was redeemable, Rachel and Jordan were the powerhouses. They were the deciding vote for this whole episode, and so it was interesting to see that Shelley was pretty much the only person, or at least it was edited that way, to fight for wanting to stay in the house. I think Adam walked in once when they were just going to start talking about the reasons for keeping Rachel in. And that was pretty much about the only time that he really kind of, sort of, but not really talked game. Once again, he skated by. I don't know. I think that they had a really big choice this this evening, because both of the nominations are both floaters. They flipped every single time with the powers that be for that week. Have shown pretty much not a whole lot of loyalty. Adam was floating, and then he decides he's going to throw himself in the ring with Jeff and Jordan, and then the next thing you know he's flipping on them, and he's left the vets, and he's gone over to the other side, and he always said that once he put his word in, that he was good to his word. Well, he was good to his word until he decided that, things are not going my way. I think I better jump over to the other side. So, who do you put your money on? Who do you decide to keep? This person who just continually jumps back and forth with, no real, no wins whatsoever, no... I don't know, it just doesn't even seem like he even tries, has no game plan, does no game talk, or do you go with the woman who totally effed you and, and has done you wrong, has, gotten rid of your partners, has played on your friendship, but who is willing to talk game with you and say, I'll go with you, I'll fight with you, blah, blah, blah. The only problem is, once again, we've got another person who's never won anything. She's not won anything. How do we know what her game really is? She lied once again when they asked her if she threw any of the competitions, and she said just that first one, falling off the banana. And then they flipped us back 2 weeks ago with the Zingbot. So, I don't know. It was a really hard decision to make, but I'm really glad that they got rid of Shelley, because, she'd already stated that, even though she said, she was going to be a part of their alliance, she was going to get rid of them. Someone else pointed, I think it was you, Don, Numbers NY, said, but she's never won anything, so why are they really afraid of her getting them out in the end? The only problem with that is, that final HOH is so tricky, because, they're pretty much done almost back to back. I think it is, I think that there's like a one day that they do that final situation, and it just totally wears you out. By the time you get to the end, you're frazzled, and it's almost always one of those, I think it's the names one, where, they have to bam on the thing and give their answer to Julie or whatever. And so it's one of those where you have to be really quick on your feet and have that answer right away. I don't see Jordan... I don't know. I just don't see her pulling her weight. As you saw at the end, while they were fighting for HOH, they were all getting very tired and very sloggy, but at least they looked like they were trying. Jordan, not so much. She's just kind of, she just kind of seems like she really doesn't want to be there. And as I said in the comment section yesterday, she just seems to have lost her zest for really being there now that Jeff is gone. And she didn't sign on to this. He did. He wanted to be there. He wanted to win money so that they could start a family. And I think she's just lost it, in terms of not really wanting to fight for the game. But the one thing that I do really like that we have been seeing a lot more is her game talk. She has awesome game talk. If they ever, and I hope they don't do this anytime soon, but if they ever bring back vets, I really would like to see Jordan come into this game without Jeff, or without vets that she knows. I would like to see what her game would be. I think that she can I think she can strategize and stuff, and in the past when she has been the HOH, she's never really consulted her alliance, if I remember correctly. And she's just done what she's felt in her gut. And so it was cute when at the very end, when they wanted a name, they wanted a name, and she just wanted to give a speech, But I think what she wanted to do was, I think she wanted to make it so that when Shelley went home and watched the tapes, that she saw that, at least she had thought about it, before she decided who she was going to put out. There has been talk in the house, and this isn't any spoilers or anything, but someone was saying something about going onto the internet afterwards, and Rachel says, they tell you in the diary room, do not go on the internet and do not go to see what people have to say about you. And Rachel said, I made that mistake, even though they'll tell you every time you go into the diary room, don't go, on the internet, don't go on the internet when you go home. And she says, just do not do it. I think Shelley said that she was going to do it because she was wondering what people were thinking of her. And yeah, I think she should probably not go on the internet. I'm going to guess that there are not very kind people out there that have not very kind things to say about her. Let's see what I have here. What have I written here? When Adam went to Jordan and Rachel, he says, I've been true to you. And Jordan says, but if we keep saving you, we can't have you turn your backs on us. So, they were very aware of his flipping back and forth. And that's his game talk. Like, all right. Let's see. During the live show when they were sitting, and Julie was asking everybody questions and whatnot, and she got to Shelley and she asked, about her rough week and stuff, and she started talking about her hurting Jordan. I could see where Jordan kind of glazed over, and then there was no eye contact. She wouldn't look at anybody. She wouldn't look at the cameras or anything. She just kind of disassociated herself, from that situation. Kind of like, I don't want to bring it back up. It's over and done with. Please don't remind me once again. And I think she was kind of tuning herself off. She didn't want to hear the spiel, because I think she already knew what she was going to do and say, and didn't want her mind to be changed at the last minute. During the HOH chat between Portia and Julie up in the HOH room, she said that they hadn't gone back and solidified with Jordan and Rachel the Final Four talk. I'm thinking, shouldn't that have been the first thing that they did the second that Rachel won that POV? Shouldn't they have gotten together in the HOH room and spoken about the Final Four agreement and solidified it and made it a pact and pinky swore or whatever it is that they do? I just think that was kind of weird. I was sitting there going, WTF? Come on now. Let's see. Kalia was totally ignored during Shelley's speech. Just absolutely totally addressing Jordan and Rachel, saying that they were the two most important people making the votes, and she's kind of looking like, So what, I'm chopped liver here? Well, pretty much, yeah, Kalia, you were chopped liver. You know, it's like the two were going to vote as a front, and she didn't care what you did or where you went, you know. So it was interesting that she did, after that, decide to vote Adam out instead of Shelley. So I thought, you know, it's like, okay, whatever. When Shelley finally went out and she started talking to Julie, I thought, you know, at least she had some insight looking at herself, you know, teasing herself about her big bad decision of making that big play way too early in the game. I'm trying to think on how Jeff is going to react when she gets there. He seems not too happy tonight with Danielle and Danielle's little jibes. You know, it's kind of like, ugh. You know, get over it. Come on, you guys. You're not in the game anymore. Get over it and just enjoy yourselves instead of the little, you know, petty punches or whatever. So at the end, we are told that we are going to get the return of the Pandora box and some kind of celebrity. Someone was telling me about a week or two ago that they were watching The Talk, which is Julie Chen's daytime show, and the girls from The Talk going into the house. So I'm wondering if that isn't who the celebrity is going to be. My brother immediately says, well, you know, nowadays people's term of celebrity is kind of broad, you know. I mean, I watched Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, and I'm like, what? Who? Seriously? They think that celebrities are people who have been on reality shows? I think not. You know, it's like, oh, so over that. And then next Thursday is the final HOH battle. I can't believe it's coming to an end so soon. I'm really going to miss this show. But then Survivor starts. I don't watch that show anymore. Alright, you guys, we will be back tomorrow when I come back with the spoiler for the nominations, and then I'll be back on Saturday with the POV winner, and then I'll be back on Sunday with the review of the show. So I'll see you in the next 3 days.